And then they're like, Taylor Swift is not sending you secret messages. And it's like, she's sending us all secret messages. We're
Yeah.
just the ones who are talking about them.
It can be you too.
Yeah.
Well,
You have
welcome
the
in.
same amount of information that I do. I don't know Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she didn't mail it to me.
Right.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Gasp, the podcast for the girls, the gays, and especially the gay girls. We have a very special guest here today to discuss the new Opalite music video that actually dropped this morning, and our timing is literally impeccable. I'm here with Jessie James, aka Astro Jessie, for those who were following her on TikTok. You may know her from TikTok, her Gaylor musings. I would add her makeup, looks, and she actually did dress up as Taylor in Opalite music video today. So super on par. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you for having me.
We did not realize that we are from the same town in Virginia. And I fumbled the bag pretty much because we are not in person right now, even though we're probably like 12 miles away. So yeah, next time
we'll do it in person.
Next time we'll do it in person.
And actually,
this is a teaser. This is just the trailer. It actually, though, I do think it's probably a good idea because it's currently like blizzarding outside my window. So today we're going to be discussing our theories on the Opalite music video, what we think everything means. And obviously that means Gaylorism. All of the Gaylor Easter eggs, even though people say it can't be a Gaylor Easter egg because she does an Easter egg about her personal life. Taylor Swift's career amidst, the political climate of today, because it's just kind of striking the fact that this is coming out and there's been just radio silence from her otherwise. And any of our theories about future Taylor Swift work, I think that we're going to discover things as we talk about the music video. For those who are listening and not watching, thank you for listening. However, if you want a visual of the things that we're talking about in the music video, I'm going to put some screen grabs in the YouTube of this. While I'm on YouTube, let me also just plug, if you're looking for bonus content, I have bonus episodes on Patreon and my Spotify for subscribers. I just released a Dear Reader analysis on why it's really gay. And, I was talking about the Blake Lively Taylor Swift texts and my real nuanced thoughts that I don't think the internet can handle. Also, please subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, rate me 5 stars. So that would be great. And then share this pod with your friends. First of all, thank you so much for coming on the pod, Jessie. I have just been loving your content. I did not know you had a podcast. So if you could introduce yourself to my listeners and then also plug your pod so people can learn about celebrity astrology.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Jessie James. I left my corporate career earlier this year and am now working as a professional astrologer and a part-time host at a restaurant, which is everything for my ADHD. Just constant interactions with people, new experiences every day. Amazing. But I have a podcast called Popstrology, which you can find on YouTube and on Spotify. And I do a different celebrity's birth chart analysis every week. I'm about to drop an episode about Hudson Williams because he gave his birth time in an interview that he did. And thank you, Gracie Abrams, for asking him what his birth time was. So that'll be coming out soon. It's really exciting. I also do a lot of videos on YouTube at the Astro Diva about Taylor Swift song lyric analyses from a Gaylor perspective.
Hell yeah. And isn't life through a Gaylor perspective? Yeah, I just love your content. So thank you so much for coming on. And I cannot believe we went to rival high schools.
That's so crazy.
It's so heated rivalry of us.
The world is so small.
It is. That's actually so insane. I just assume that every other Gaylor is across the world for me.
You guys live on this planet?
Yeah, no, for real. So let's talk about something that happened today, which is the Opalite music video. And I can't believe we actually did not plan this on purpose to record the same day that it came out. But what is your general feeling towards the music video after watching it? And what were you feeling towards Taylor Swift before this came out?
I'm such a huge Taylor Swift fan. I have been since I was 12 and she started releasing music. And I identify with her really strongly. So I feel like her silence has hurt her a lot.
Yeah.
And so I think that she's just built up a lot of expectation from me now, where it's like, well, if you've been silent for this long, what you're doing better be freaking good.
Yeah, I feel like she's dropped the ball. And I feel like I sound a little insane when I say I think that there's a greater plan. Like I'm like some religious zealot. But honestly, I was very pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting the aesthetic of the music video to be what it was. I was kind of thinking it would be like the cover photo. I'll put this up on YouTube right now for the single, which is like her in that like halter beaded silver dress. And it's the three tailors in the mirror. I was thinking it's very like 80s studio vibe. And we did get an 80s vibe, 80s/90s vibe, just kind of like in a very different, non-glamorous way. My takeaway is that this is like a friendship music video. And like the general theme felt like friendship. I can't count how many times there was something that spelled out best friends and friends. And also Opalite, the Opalite spray being manufactured like fake love.
It has never been like a happy love song to me. Like now the sky is opalite. The sky is fake happiness. Like the ultimate goal, I would assume for everyone, is real happiness. This is what she had to create to get by and to survive when she was in hell.
Totally.
But they're like, no, it's Travis. His birthstone is an opal.
And I didn't expect the music video to like kind of hone in on that idea so much. Like she was explaining it in the movie, that Life of a Showgirl little movie. She was explaining Opalite and she was saying like, this is man-made. Like you have to create this happiness for yourself. I just can't. I mean, it just sounds so much like she's creating a situation, right, that like, tides her over. And then I didn't expect the spray, the Opalite like spray, to be so obvious that this is like a fake thing that's happening and not like genuine love. Like she's spraying someone to create something. Like I don't understand how people are taking this to be like the ultimate love story.
Yeah, Donal Gleason did
Donal?
up, and it said Doe and then Null.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
I don't know if it's Donal or Donal.
It's spelled Domhnall.
Yeah, that's why I had to look up the pronunciation.
Domhnall.
I was like, I don't think
Domhnall?
the internet said Donal.
It can change anytime we talk about it.
Bill
every time.
Weasley.
I am Irish. I should be able to pronounce that, but
Yeah, come on, McRich.
I mean, okay, so that's not actually my last name.
Oh.
But I realized that it sounds like that. Just quick story time. When I made my TikTok like 2 years before I even made videos, like I was just like a commenter, made it McRich because I didn't want like my boss to find me. I put Haley McRich because I was like called McRich in high school because one of my tennis yearbook pictures, the photographer just spelled my name McRich, and I thought it was funny. I thought it sounded like a stripper name because I was like, oh, rich, I don't know, like Mick whatever. It's really not that funny. But then I made that my TikTok username, and I honestly just like forgot that people would think that was my last name. And Sydney Baker Green from TikTok as well, who's been in my pod a few times, yeah, he was like Haley McRich, and I was like, wait, that's not my last name. He was like, wait, really? And I was like, oh my God, I should really be clarifying this.
No, it's awesome.
Anyways.
It sort of reminds me of Scrooge McDuck.
I can
because
see
like
that.
he's obsessed with money. Like I love it.
Right.
You could really
McRich.
do an aesthetic with it and like lean a little into the stripper.
Okay.
If we're going for like a persona.
I can do that. It's like too late to change it. So this is just
Right.
me now.
Plus,
Anyways.
it's so iconic to have a stage name.
It is iconic, Jesse James. So I would love to go through the beginning. The first scene we see, or that's like the cover photo, is them on the TV screen, and then the rock that has the friendship bracelet that says, oh, it says friends forever. And what's interesting is that both the rock and the cactus are like the friends, and then also the lover, which I'm not even going to refer to Domhnall as a lover because I don't really feel like that's insinuated anywhere.
They're not. They could barely hold hands.
Right. They weren't even holding hands like this. They're holding hands like this.
Yeah.
So her new friend, her ginger friend, are also friends. So it's like very interesting that all of these people are kind of friends in this story. And my first thought was Carly Kloss. And I was just thinking about the best friends video and all of the stuff like that. But as I started watching, I think I was more so in the camp that The Rock is her previous beard.
Yeah,
What do you
Joe
think?
Alwyn. I think it's sort of like, especially with the My Boy Breaks His Favorite Toys intro, or like the original demo, which said like he was my best friend and that was the worst part. I sort of saw it as recounting that. Although I do think My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys is sort of about the music industry. So, question mark.
This is my question, and let me know your thoughts. She sprays herself with it. He sprays his cactus, and then she turns into glitter. Let me know your musings on that part. I guess I'm wondering why they don't both spray themselves. And also, the plot hole that really I'm focused on is the fact that, like, there's no meet cute of them. They don't actually meet each other. They spray this, and then all of a sudden he's hosing her down in the bathtub. But then the next scene after the bathtub, she and him are at this table across from each other, looking like it's like a serious meeting. And it's kind of awkward. And then they become friends after that. And I feel like that almost seems like, to me, like the Tavis arrangement of all of a sudden they are sitting down at this meeting, supposed to be friends, and they slowly warm up to each other.
So interesting. And I think that she shows so many things, and I think that patriarchy and like compulsory heterosexuality is such a strong theme in all of her work. But him spraying something else, like his lover or his girlfriend or whatever, a cactus, and her being like, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me, like it shows that men often think that they're not the problem, and women are really conditioned to be like, I'm the problem.
I never thought of that. That's really interesting.
Because I was looking at the regular Taylor Swift subreddit this morning, and I saw someone be like, ew, it's so patriarchal for her to include this. I'm like, why can't we include something without endorsing it? Like, why can't we make commentary? Why does everything have to be an endorsement?
Right.
I think that, like, some people want her to include, like, a disclaimer on everything she does and be like, this is satire and it's a commentary on things. When it's just like, but that's what art is. Like,
for sure.
We've never had to put out a disclaimer about art before.
Totally. I'm a little worried about the fandom understanding metaphors. I fear that people are now forgetting that metaphors did exist and still exist, like without the idea of an Easter egg. And I think people are so focused on like, is this an Easter egg? If it's not an Easter egg, then this is a fact. And then proving that it's an Easter egg. And so like the idea of an Easter egg is only going to be something like, there's a picture of George Michael on the wall. That's an Easter egg. And if there's not that, then this is just like fact. And
right.
Just exactly what Taylor Swift is laying out. And right, like there's a lot of satire. Like satire is not necessarily an Easter egg, but would people be able to understand that?
And honestly, I've always thought that like I don't Easter egg my personal life thing was not directed at Gaylors at all. Like it was definitely towards mainstream Swifties, and they just like sent it at us.
I totally agree. And I mean, really quickly on the New Heights, a lot of what the podcast was Taylor being like, rumors don't bother me. I have thick skin and I literally don't care. And yet somehow that larger, more important message was completely lost. Similarly to how I feel like the most important message of this music video is that this is a manufactured situation, and that like an infomercial saved her life. Like, is that the lesson? That's the most important part of the whole thing, is that like this is a manufactured story, and also Friends is spelled out everywhere, yet somehow like that's going over everyone's heads.
Just like about Opalite as a whole, and sorry if I'm derailing this.
No, we're not derailing, we're just conversing.
I think that when she went on the Graham Norton show and she was talking about Opalite, and she was like, you know, sometimes you have to make your own happiness, right? And everyone was just nodding along. I don't think that a lot of people do that. I think that was just sort of like I'm nodding along because she's saying it. But I don't think that people are conscious of like how happy they are in general. I think that a lot of people are just sort of existing and like on autopilot. And this is a new
Totally.
concept to them. And I just wish that
Totally.
people could like dive in a little bit more beyond who's the rock, who's the cactus, and be like, what is the message here? Like, you
Right.
can create your own happiness, but with one spray of the Opalite, it can all go away. So
Totally.
ultimately, you need to like actually get yourself in a place where you are genuinely happy.
Right. This can tide you over. This is manufactured. You can create this for yourself, but like, is this the end goal? I mean, it seems like this pulls her out of the dump that she's in. Like you were saying, like, obviously she's like super depressed over here with her rock. And yes, this person is not a rock, but are they this deep, genuine love of your life? Or are they just pulling you out of this depression? Yeah, like let's talk about the concept of like, you need to make your own happiness. What do you mean? Like, if in terms of your life, for sure. But in terms of like, if we're talking about like a love partner, which I don't necessarily think the song Opalite is about, but if that's the idea that we're taking away from the song, that like you can make your own happiness through making a partner, how do you do that? Like, what do you mean you manufactured your own partner? Like, that
Right.
doesn't actually make any sense.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
a little,
impossible.
it's dissociative.
Right.
Like, it's like I'm creating a dream world that, you know, isn't reality, but that I'm happy inside. Have you seen
Totally.
Mr. Robot?
No, I haven't.
Okay, best show ever. Everyone watch Mr.
Okay.
Robot. I'm not going to spoil it, but like it's something that he does. Like he creates a world that he can live in after experiencing so much trauma so that he doesn't have to like face the hard aspects of life, but then
Mm-hmm.
gets lost because he's somewhere that's not real.
Yeah, I feel like it reminds me of I Hate It Here and
Yeah.
like creating another planet and I Hate It Here dream world. These characters have something very similar. Like they have something in common where they're with someone that is like dragging them down. And I don't necessarily think that that means like they're with these horrible exes and then they find the love of their life. I feel like they're both bonding over the fact that they had beards. They have these beards that are not like, that don't share this commonality with them. And I feel like they're bonding over the fact that both of them had to have beards. And so they're like co-beards. Like maybe there are situations before like only one of them were beards, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And now they're in a situation where like they have a joint mutual plan together. They're on the same page about things and they are having this bonding experience because they both have something very special and unique about them, which is the fact that they're both queer.
And also, if you think about it, like they're at two different sides of that long table, and then Taylor scoots closer and shows him like the fortune teller thing. And so it's like she's like, hey, look, we can make our own fortunes. And then that's what gets him excited. And they're excited together because they're creating a plan to free themselves and like all of the other closeted artists and athletes.
Yeah, it's not like when they met each other, they had this spark. It's having this same journey and then creating a plan together and like dancing through it. Even if they have to do this, they might as well like enjoy it together. And I feel like that dance competition scene is like so Taylor and Travis coded of them being on stage, by the way, performing. It reminds me of the Me music video where they're like doing this dance number and she's like performing with this other person on stage, yet they're actually having a good time. The anti Opalite spray, I know some people were saying that it's all the haters that are bringing them down. If that's true, then one spray, one hater could destroy their happiness. I don't think Taylor believes that either. I think it's more so this is a very like fragile, temporary, manufactured, short-term relationship that can all go away because it's not real.
I'm going to throw something a little crazy out there.
Yes.
What if The Rock represents her fans?
Love.
Oh, she takes The Rock out of a box that says, like, my very best friend on it. And interesting, Pet Rock PR, much like Paper Rings PR.
Yeah.
And Dwayne The Rock Johnson voiced the man Taylor in the Man music video. So There's a lot of rocks. Girls, I don't need to catch a bouquet to know a hard rock's on the way.
I forgot about a hard rock being on the way. I'm down with any interpretation of her talking about her fame. I think like a lot of the life of a showgirl is not necessarily her talking about a love interest, but her talking about the fans. And like,
Yeah.
that's why it is a whole album about fame, even though it seems like it's not. I'm wondering why she has a rock and he has a cactus.
I guess I just don't know too much about Kayla Nicole, and I didn't know anything about Travis besides that he played football before this happened. So I
Same.
don't know. I feel like people are really doing their worst face interpretations and being like, they're saying Kayla Nicole was nasty.
Right. And like a
And
bitch.
it's just like, that's probably not what it means. Like, it probably means something else.
Yeah.
And then with The Rock, the reason I think it might be the fans is because, okay, so pretzels. They hold pretzels. They hold big pretzels.
Oh, yeah.
National Pretzel Day is April 26th, which is Lesbian Visibility Day, which is the same day that she released the Me music video.
Right.
And so she and Donal are coming down the stairs holding pretzels, and then they see The Rock and the cactus together. Cactus is flipping her off, and she drops her pretzel. So it's like she's enjoying Lesbian Visibility Day in peace, wearing her lesbian flag colored sweater, and he's wearing a bisexual flag colored sweater. And then she sees her fans and she drops the pretzel. And she's like, no, don't see me being gay.
Interesting.
Or if we're thinking about the cactus as Travis fans, if The Rock is Taylor fans, then maybe Travis's fans are more prickly because men tend to be like angrier and like more violent. And especially if Travis Kelce, an NFL player, is to come out as queer, like they would like shoot cactus spikes at him.
And I feel like The Rock could be like weighing Taylor down, not letting her feel the actual love that she wants to feel.
Exactly. And she's bringing it everywhere with her. She takes it to the bar. She like she loves her fans, but they at the end of the day are really giving the true her nothing.
Yeah. Like you said with the lesbian flag like sweater she's wearing, there's so many rainbow pride gay stuff in this. Like in the mall, there's I think a pride flag or a lesbian flag on one of the stores. Also during the workout scene, it's super, super bi flag coded. Like, and then she's also wearing a bi flag in her outfit as she's doing the workout scene.
There's the trans flag. I saw the pan flag. Like
there's
so much. And what was the thing that was equality? Oh, her holding two fingers like this sort of looks like an equal sign, which reminded me of the like equal sign that she carves in the I Bet You Think About Me cake.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. That brings us back to the cake because 1326 also have an alarm clock in this music video that says 1212. And obviously, blah, blah. We know that that's like TS12. But I feel like I was just thinking what comes right after that, 13. And I know some people have theorized that December 13th, we're going to get a TS13. For me, all of that really feels like it's revving up to December, because that would be 1226, like the I Bet You Think About Me music video, 1326. And then at the, I think it's the part where Donal is going to the theater with his cactus, and they're like, sir, please go away. Next to the theater sign, there's a sign that says, oh, patient for the encore.
Yes.
Which is so crazy to me. And I feel like that's just alluding to like what comes after midnight, what comes after the showgirl when the lights are down, like after the stage, like it's the encore.
Right. And I thought that was going to come sooner. Like I really thought that showgirl was going to be a very quick bait and switch.
Same.
And you know, it's patient for the encore. And actually that's something I love about being a Gaylor is that it has taught me a lot of patience. Because if you try to rush your blessings, you might not be ready for them and they might not be fully formed. But when you're patient, you get music videos like this, like probably one of her best music videos ever.
I absolutely agree. I was going to say, I think this is one of my favorite music videos that she's put out. I also just enjoy that she is not trying to like serve face in like every single scene. Like she's not trying to like look hot. And listen, I'm all about a woman being hot as hell in a music video, but I just think it's kind of like interesting that like this is just not that music video for her, but I think she looks so good in these outfits. I mean, even just beyond like the all the theories and everything like that. I just think she looks really good, and it's like a fun aesthetic to see her in, and like what she would have been like if she was like in her 30s in the 90s. Like it's kind of a lovely image. Like it cleansed my brain a little bit.
Right. And did you see that this is the first music video she released after sunrise since Antihero?
I was wondering why it was coming on at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, that would make sense. I think that Life of a Showgirl is like an opposite Midnights. And thank you for bringing us to Antihero because of the glitter and the
Oh, yeah.
Midnights glitter. I mean, it's such a direct comparison to Antihero, but also a reminder that like we're not out of that world yet. Once they spray that on her, she's in a lot of goo. Like it's not like the spray got rid of the goo, if that makes sense, in the glitter. So if you're thinking from kind of like a normie straight Swifty perspective that this is like ridding her, the Opalite spray is like ridding her of all the sadness and stuff of the past. It's almost like it's adding it on in that scene. So
Yeah.
that's interesting to me.
It also made me wonder because, like, having a music video recontextualizes everything that's come before.
Yes.
And so now I'm like, in the cover of The Life of a Showgirl, is she in Nopalite or Opalite spray?
Mm,
Is that a bath full of, turning herself into something that creates her own happiness?
right. When did she get sprayed?
Yeah.
Is the question. That's interesting too. What do you think about the pink glitter? And so she has on in this scene, she has like midnight blue glitter on herself. I think she looks like she's like pew-pewing herself, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then she rubs pink glitter. Oh wait, no, sorry. There's pink glitter on her and she rubs blue glitter on the rock.
So
What do
I
you
think that
think's going on?
I think it's the same glitter, but I think the glitter is opalite because opalite creates both of those colors just in different lightings. And one's on skin and one's on
Ooh.
stone, so it would look different.
Ooh. So yeah, she's giving us another perspective of what this like glitter looks like.
And that I feel like is a chalk one up for the rock representing her old beards because it's like, I mean, personally, I don't know if Taylor fully identifies as a woman. Like, I think she might be androgynous or genderqueer
Yeah.
in some way. But, like, on her, it's pink, and on the rock, it's blue. Like, girl and boy, all people
Right.
care about.
No, that's true. It could also be like the blue could be her beard, Joe. And like I used to live with ghosts, and that could have been like, an anti-hero like moment there. That's when it was like midnight blue. And now maybe after in the opalite vibe, she's pink. But I guess my now that theory goes out the window for me because now I'm thinking like after she sprays herself, she's then in this like midnight goo again. So I
Yeah.
don't really know.
Her
I'm like
mind.
I'm like trying to keep track of like the colors and the glitter, but so they meet up together. They have both been sprayed, or he sprays his cactus. They're together. They do this formal meeting. She shows him their future, and now they're all happy because they have a plan. They go to the mall. They are almost sprayed with the opalite nope spray or the anti-opalite spray, but they're fine. And then they're at the arch trellis photo shoot. I think that's afterwards. Maybe I'm wrong. But let's talk about the fact that there is like just an obvious crown next to the
Oh,
trellis.
yeah. And no one's wearing it.
It's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like we already could have run with the fact that it's a trellis that looks just like the Tavis engagement and just like the Bejeweled music video and Ghosting the Prince. But the added crown in this scene, you have to admit that I don't know how you can like not relate that to the Bejeweled
Yeah. And
scene.
there are like white podiums on either side, which represent like they're basically the same as the vases from her and Travis's engagement photo shoot. They
Oh my
all
God,
have the arch
yeah.
trellis.
Wait,
And it's just
right.
like that music video came out in 2022. Like, how do Hetlers explain why her actual engagement photos look the same as her music video from 3 years before?
And she just doubled down on it in
Yeah.
this music. Yeah. You
And they
can't,
still don't get it.
right. This is
No.
also random and people are going to disagree with me, but when I saw the scene of them like doing the photo shoot underneath the trellis, it reminded me of the picture of Elizabeth Taylor and her last wedding.
Ooh, yeah.
Was this construction worker guy, and he was like this like white dude, kind of like jacked dude, and they're like underneath a white 90, I think it was in the 90s too, trellis vibe. That was her last wedding that she ever had, and that's just like the first thing I thought of. It's not a perfect match, but okay, so we're in the arch trellis scene. What do you think? Two theories that I'm going back and forth with in my mind about Louis Capaldi going into the photo shoot. The fact that he goes, "Can we be friends?" Like, that's such a scripted moment. I'm thinking either it's the Tavis stans that want to be a part and invited into the relationship, or it is Ross Travis and their like little non-ethical monogamous relationship.
My money's on Ross.
Yeah.
Because he's just always the third.
And like the photos they do together.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, it's Ross. It's gotta be. I
Yeah.
also think it's really interesting in this scene. There's a sign at the photo place that says like 1 hour only, and so it's like, guys, they're only together for an hour. Like they get together and they do a pap walk and they get pictures of them taken and they go their separate ways.
I'm realizing there is no scene of them in this music video, her and Donald, where they are like inside cuddling or something like that.
No.
Like they're in public spaces, and most of the time, like after the first two scenes of them like getting to know each other, they're in the mall, they're on stage, they're doing a photo shoot, and you don't really see them like having a loving moment where they're like looking into each other's eyes.
No. And I think you mentioned this in the outline. Donal is credited at the end as Lonely Man. Gaylor is credited as Lonely Woman, but Greta Lee is credited as like indie rock goddess, and Jodie Turner-Smith is credited as aerobic dream girl,
Which
she just can't help herself. You know, she's gonna be gay. At the end of the day, she's just gonna be sapphic.
goddess and dream girl.
Literally.
Come on. And I feel like that's the dream girl thing could be very interesting too. Like I could still melt your world, argumentative, antithetical dream girl. That could be a reminder to fans of like, no, I'm not the dream girl. This girl's the dream girl. Like I was always talking about someone else, not myself.
Right.
Because
Oh
a
my
lot
God.
of people's interpretation was like, oh, she's talking about herself, guys. It's like grammar.
The best songwriter of our generation doesn't know how to use a comma and insert a word.
Right. The fact that she lists herself as Lonely Woman, and might I add, these are credits after the music video. So we've already seen what happens. They end up together, presumably. Together in what way, we don't know. But they end up at the end on stage. They're not like at home. So the ending of the music video is them together on stage being like, woo! That makes me think like the encore's coming next. So like this is the end of the showgirl era. They're on stage. What happens after that? The encore. But then we see this like scene from the Graham Norton show, and she's introduced as Lonely Woman, which it does not make any sense if this is after the fact that we think that they're together. Like it's not the credits in the beginning. They could have easily been like, previously Lonely Woman. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
No. Or it could just be like woman. Like, I don't know. She could have used anything else. But at
Anything
the end
else.
of the day, you know, maybe they're still lonely.
Bro.
I hope
Right.
Travis isn't lonely with, you know, Ross. I'm a big Tross girl.
Yeah, no, I feel like they're fine. Yeah. I think they're together. I mean, the fact that he
Whoever
was
Taylor's wife is.
right, someone. I think that Ross and Travis are happy. The fact that Ross was like in the Eras tour, like that's like commitment. You know what I mean? She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can put him in. Like he's your man. You know?
Right. He's your man. I'm so emotional.
Man, I love them so much. I like honestly, when I first watched this music video, I was thinking that I'm going back and forth in two thought processes. The one that everyone accepts is what Taylor Swift tells us in the Instagram is that like the minute that she was like there with all the people like on the Graham Norton show, she was like, I want to do this music video. I think either she did the music video before they were even on the Graham Norton show. She had such a sneaky smile of foreshadowing that I'm like, I don't know. And the fact that they were like, oh yeah, you should see his dancing, like it just seemed like it was already plotted before that.
Yeah.
Or I think it was afterwards.
I think that she selected like who she wanted to be there because I'm honestly not a big Harry Potter fan, so like I'm just retelling based on my limited memory. But in Harry Potter, Bill Weasley is a curse breaker. Bill Weasley, played by Donald Gleason, and so he breaks the curse on Katie Bell, who has been like has this like opalite-ish, I think it's a locket or something. There's a reason that he was there, and there's a reason that he's in this music video, and that doesn't happen by chance. And I think that was like the point of the end of an era docuseries. She was like, nothing happens by chance.
Right. The point of the Opalite music video, which is like, this is man-made. This didn't just happen by chance. And I just like hung out with these people and I'm like, oh, perfect. Everyone has a perfect little role in my music video.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, Cillian Murphy was in Oppenheimer, which Barbenheimer has always been New Romantics. Greta Lee is in The Studio and a bunch of other New Romantics projects, The Morning Show. Like, these people were there for a reason. They wouldn't have taken random artists who like don't already know everything about the New Romantics.
I agree. And I do think that it's relevant that this was the first interview she did after her engagement, and was talking about her engagement. And then this exact cast is in Opalite music video, which is supposed to be one of the more lovey-dovey songs towards Travis, even though we don't really get an actual love song for him.
Yeah.
I would argue.
And there's also something else that I'll try to find the video of and send it to you. I think I know where it is. But Louis Capaldi gets sidetracked at some point and just starts rambling. And like it seems like things are going a little off the rails. Taylor turns to Graham Norton and goes, 6. And then he goes, yeah, they'll be singing like a canary. Like this to me was the manuscript.
Wait,
the
what?
actors were hitting their marks. She said, like, it was scripted.
Wait, she says 6?
Yeah, she turns to him because Lewis is rambling. Someone else goes, that's so exciting. And then she turns to Graham and she goes, 6. And he immediately says, they'll be singing like canaries, which obviously is related to Life of a Showgirl.
Wait, I'm confused about what 6 means, though.
I think it was just like
the cue.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. There's something going on for sure. And like, this was the beginning of the Life of a Showgirl press tour. Kind of like back what we were saying about The Rock and the cactus. Like my other theory when I first started watching it, and then I don't know if I've like swayed away from this, but that The Rock was like her and Carly, or like this actual lover, and like maybe that lover didn't work out. Like obviously it didn't work out, whoever this person is. But like when she was at the bar with The Rock, I felt like people couldn't see The Rock. Like it was like this invisible love. And the girl's trying to sit down in the seat and she's like, it's taken, like obviously. And everyone's like, not obviously, like there's no one there. And maybe just kind of seemed like I used to live with ghosts, like these invisible loves that like maybe no one else could see. And what is happier and better is pretending to be in a relationship with a man, and then everyone celebrates you. So I don't know, like, could it be that she's not actually happier in the Opalite and it just seems like she's happier because she's like convincing herself? I don't know. I think there's like multiple ways that this could be taken, I guess.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and if my theory that The Rock is her fans, like she sort of carries her fans and like the knowledge that they love her everywhere she goes, but those fans don't take up a seat at a bar, for example. Like maybe she's just keeping like the love that she has from her fans with her, but it's not a real person. It can't be an actual friend. It can't hug her. It can't dance with her.
That's a very good point. Now I'm thinking of any other time she mentioned a rock in her songs.
Like, right. Well, there's My Tears Ricochet, We Gather Stones, Never Knowing What They'll Mean.
True.
Some to make a diamond ring, like an engagement ring.
Yeah.
And then there's What If I Roll the Stone Away? They're going to crucify me anyway.
Damn. I feel like that's really interesting. Of like, what if The Rock goes away, even if she's in this perfect relationship that maybe the fans actually like, are they going to crucify her anyways?
Yeah.
No matter who she's with.
They will, because I think the overwhelming sentiment will probably be she lied to us.
Totally. We never knew her.
Right.
Yeah. How could she lie to us?
And then they're like, Taylor Swift is not sending you secret messages. And it's like, she's sending us all secret messages. We're just the ones who are talking about them.
It can be you too.
Yeah.
Well,
you
welcome
have the
in.
same amount of information that I do. I don't know Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she didn't mail it to me.
Right.
Right.
This also had me thinking about LOML when she says a con man sells a fool a get love quick scheme, which I've always taken to be about the music industry, because like going to the store and buying that pet rock in a box, like My Best Friend, that's a get love quick scheme. That's sort of how she's represented her fans for so long.
Wait, let me think about that for a second. Because I'm like, is this her saying her fans have no reading comprehension because we're being sent a get love quick scheme and we're like buying it and we're falling for it? And we're like, yeah, this is great. This will last forever. And she's telling us, look, this is manufactured and fake. It's pretty obvious. And then all of a sudden the ink bleeds. Like she burns everything down. Our field of dreams. Interesting. Yeah, that could like go more for like this song being about the fans than it even is about her beards at all.
Right.
I like that.
Oh, I was just going to ask you if we can talk about the dance scene. Because I think it's so interesting. The parallel, like you mentioned, the Me music video where she and Brendan Urie are dancing on that stage. But also the Bejeweled music video where she enters a talent competition and she wins, and therefore she gets to get a forced proposal from the prince. But in this one, she's not doing her showgirl thing. She's being her. She's being goofy. She's got the Nightman Cometh makeup and doing like a dance routine from, I think, an episode of Friends to tie in with your Friends theme for the video.
Yeah.
And they get all zeros. But it doesn't matter because they weren't trying to get people's affection. They were just being themselves.
I know. It is interesting that she's had so many music videos, and like the climax of the music video for a lot of these music videos is like the dancing scene for people to applaud and vote for her. Mm-hmm. And that could go for your theory of like the muse is the fans in most of these songs. People are giving her all zeros and she doesn't care and she's like cheering. And does that mean we're like closer to seeing her? Are we getting like glimpses of seeing her? Do you feel like if this is then the real her performing, is that still her being the showgirl?
I don't think so, because I think the music videos that she's released after Dawn, I think the real Taylor is in control.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting with like the Midnight's Till Dawn edition. I think nighttime is when she and the showgirl duke it out. Like they're both at home and they're like, now like who's in charge?
Yeah.
I have more and more been thinking that 2019 was a planned failed coming out. Just because we've had so much pointing to 2026. Been sleeping so long in a 20-year dark night.
Right.
Like from 2006 when Debut came out to now.
Sometimes I think The Life of a Showgirl is like Lover Part 2. It's like we're seeing all the like happiness and like the comparison to a black and white album, because like before Lover we had Reputation, and before Life of a Showgirl we had like black and white. And I wonder if that's because it's like another round of attempting to come out. Like you said, like the Onyx Night to Opalite, I feel like we're missing the metaphor there because people are so focused on it being like, oh, that means it's about race. It's like, no, we're in the daylight now. What do you think about the stapler? And so
I've got like no idea.
One of her dancers is sprayed with the anti Opalite spray, and he just like vanishes and now becomes a stapler. And then the ending scene is, quote, the stapler is happily single and has been working through its possessive codependent tendencies in therapy. Girl, what?
Well, I think like to think of a stapler, you know, it pushes things together. It holds them together. And so maybe the stapler being single is the stapler just like without paper or without staples.
That's
But I've got no
interesting.
idea. I don't know what it means. I
Right. And
don't
it's like,
know
what
at
does that
all.
have to do with? What if it's like her talking about her dancers on the Eras tour and it's like she feels
Yeah.
codependent with like her whole Eras tour crew and she's
Like they're the
working through.
glue or the
Right.
staple that holds her together.
That's actually interesting. But like possessive, like is she feeling possessive of her dancers? Is
I
she the
don't
stapler?
know. Right. Like
Um,
something that really stuck out to me is the picture in the 90s like photo shoot thing, like the Kmart thing, where they're under the trellis, like the engagement photos and like the Bejeweled music video. And they open their shirts, and Taylor is wearing her lesbian flag striped shirt, and Donal's wearing his bisexual flag striped shirt. And they're, at a wedding maybe, and coming out as what they are. And it's just like,
Thank you for reminding me of this scene because I didn't even notice the colors, but the fact that they're going like this and revealing something is just makes me think that is that going to be the encore? Are we going
I've
to
got,
even get a
yeah.
wedding?
I've been thinking that they're going to break up by like the end of March.
I kind of thought so at first, like within the fall and Life of a Showgirl, I thought they were going to have the wedding and do something at the wedding. But with all of these news outlets reporting on them like having a hard time planning the wedding and what's going to happen, like it does seem like they're setting the scene for an early breakup before that even happens.
Yeah. So what's the wedding? I've got so many questions. Is Travis going to have his I'm gay and I'm going to play moment before, and then the wedding's going to be him and Ross? Like, I can't
Thank
know.
you for the I'm gay and I'm gonna play. Like, yes, I love that movie so much. I have been begging him in my head to do this since Heated Rivalry came out. But wouldn't this be just the perfect opportunity if you were a closeted athlete to come out with Heated Rivalry? Like,
I'm so like hopeful. I'm hopeful for everything. Every day I wake up and I'm like, Donald Trump might die today. Like, that's really what
that's
keeps me
such a good
going.
perspective.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Maybe it's because you're not on TikTok anymore, so you don't feel like the doom.
Yeah, I'm just a very like I'm a Pisces rising. I'm Jupiter ruled. Like I've always just been very like flamboyant and like
Can you
happy
do
and
can
hopeful.
I love that and I'm very jealous. Can you do my horoscope one day?
Of course.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be on the
Um
celebrities episode.
Also very funny. I just saw The Moment, the Charlie XCX mockumentary.
What'd you
It was a
think?
2 hour long panic attack. I'm
Oh,
really stressed and I haven't had a chance to think about it yet. But obviously, people are like, oh, Charlie and Taylor are feuding, which I don't think is true at all.
yeah, I agree. I
Charlie
think
works
that's
nonstop with Jack Antonoff. And
yeah,
I don't know
right.
why people think that Taylor and Jack are feuding because she did one album without him, but like, she doesn't burn bridges.
Not having him a part of the press tour and everything, and like in the docu-series, only helps the idea of a feud that I think her and Charlie are both very in on together.
Yeah. So Charlie uses Eras Tour visuals at the end of her mockumentary, including literally the vigilante shit chair dance, literally like
What?
bedazzled knee high boots, literally confetti. Like
Wait, of
she,
Taylor, or is it just like,
no, it's her recreating the Eras Tour,
oh
but
my
make it
God?
brat. Because the theme of the moment is this is choices that I didn't make, or these are choices that I didn't make when I was creating Brat. And it's like if she had followed the path of like listening to authority figures and doing things the way that they've been done before instead of doing things her own way.
Wow.
It's basically like if Charlie was a showgirl.
What is the tone of it?
The tone is neutral.
Okay.
It's sort of like it's her saying, I'm glad I didn't do Brat this way, but like Brat is like real Charlie and Showgirl is, or the Eras Tour was Showgirl Taylor.
Right. This is made to entertain for that purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just think
Interesting.
people going to see the movie will take it as shade.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I think with Actually Romantic, I think Taylor just wanted to write a super gay song about a girl making her wet. She needed someone for people to think it was about. They're like, obviously, she would never fuck Charlie XCX. It's like, not obviously. So that people could like think about that and think about the feud more than they're actually thinking about the gay part of the song, and then of course Gaylors are actually going to take the gay part of the song. Like it's the perfect concept of a song for Taylor Swift because it pleases everyone.
Yeah. And Charlie has talked so much in her interviews and on her Substack about persona and like performance. And if you watch interviews with her, she's so nice. She's a people pleaser. That comes through in the movie a lot. Like, doesn't know what to do, just wants validation.
I just can't imagine that they're actually pissed at each other. Then meanwhile, Jack is friends with both of them. And I think having Jack not be a present face in the life of a showgirl, I think like helps the idea that they're feuding. Oh my God, I didn't see her face. Melrose, you're so fucking cute. Last thing about the music video. For the ending scene where it says garbage is still garbage, what are your thoughts? For me, I was like, that's classic Taylor.
And like, I've thought maybe it's about like Kanye.
Okay. Yeah.
But it could also just be a general statement in the end of an Era docuseries when she says, "Men will let you down, the Eras tour never will." Like, I think she's also trying to get the point across. Like, if you're dating someone who's garbage, you can't create fake happiness with them. They're still going to be garbage. You should just leave them.
Okay, love. Yeah, like the spray can only work its magic on so many situations.
On natural beings like rocks and cacti.
Yeah.
Not a man-made garbage can.
Right. A lot of this music video for me feels like me exclamation point the song, but for the life of a showgirl. And it just, even the music video and the fact that it's kind of like a juvenile song, it's like an uplifting song for me for like queer kids. That's how my interpretation of it. This like attempt to be uplifting in a queer way, where it just feels like also the music video is so overtly queer. Maybe obviously a lot more in Me and You Need to Calm Down, but for me when I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is kind of the same vibe. Like, we're back in the Lover era, and I feel like the music video is now, at least for me, making me enjoy the song more, like adding in more depth. Like when I first was listening to it, I wasn't obsessed, but now it's up there. It's moving up my ratings.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the wording is just so simple in this album. Like, life is a song, it ends when it ends. You move on. Like, usually she would be like, life is but a melody twinkling through the trees and a lights upon my ear.
So true.
And so it's just like she said things in more plain text, but that doesn't mean the song doesn't have just as much meaning as it usually does. It's just less flowery.
Yeah. I think she also said this during the promo for the Showgirl, where she was saying like, if you want to only, or maybe this is during the New Heights podcast, if you want to only like dig so deep, like that's for you. But for those that want to continue to dig deeper, there is that. And I feel like the guise of this album is that it is simple and straightforward. Meanwhile, she admits during the docuseries, I love to layer in multiple themes and metaphors and narratives. So if you only take it from like one perspective, which is Taylor singing to Travis, the album's going to feel very flat. But I don't think that's the intention. And I feel like the music video like shows that complexity, because we're talking about it and there's like 3 different ways to think about each metaphor in this. Like, what is the rock? You know what I mean?
I feel like songs like that, like from her earlier albums too, I've been connecting so much with Shake It Off recently. The theme of dancing, and it comes up in Opalite in like Dancing Through the Lightning Strikes, but Shake It Off is like, while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, super relevant right now. Like, all of us are down and out about all of these really greedy, powerful, horrible men facing zero consequences and running all of our lives and ruining all of our lives. You could have been getting down to this sick beat. And, you know, it sounds so shallow on the surface, but I think the way that she uses dancing is to say, like, if you keep being a moving target, they can't get you. Like, you have to keep dancing. You have to keep changing your plan to the circumstances and the winds. And, you know, like, don't get yourself mired down in one place. Like, be flexible, be nimble, and have fun.
Yes. And I feel like that works so much with Opalite. Like, when her plans keep getting fucked up, she's like gonna create a situation where it works for her. And I also feel like for her, dancing is like almost like the insecure Taylor. Like she's talked so many times about how like I'm not a strong dancer and like I feel like I'm an awkward dancer and all this stuff, and like yet we see so many times she does these like awkward dance scenes in these music videos, and I feel like that's like such a big concept for her of like despite being the showgirl and being on and doing this performance, like she's still at the end of this music video getting scored 0 0 0, and like that's the point. And so like yeah, like you can take it very simply, but like it's also like kind of a lovely message. And not to ramble on too much, but what you were just saying of like with Shake It Off, she was talking about in the docuseries, and this talks about politics a little bit, about how the election was coming up. And of course, I wish she said more about the election. But she was saying, like, I want the Eras Tour to be a distraction. And I know we all kind of think about, and maybe just the Gaylor community, we talk about Taylor distracting from politics in like kind of a negative connotation. But lately for me, I have been really leaning into distraction, and it actually can be like super powerful. It is very easy to say like the way to move forward is to approach everything head on and like give your energy towards every single bad thing we see. But there is a lot of like goodness in creating a distraction for people. Like Taylor knows most of her fans are like young women that are probably very like influenced by like the shitty things that are happening, and to create like, I don't know, like a space and a distraction. Like Gaylor is that. Like we're here having a really, really interesting time talking about this music video and not thinking about Jeffrey Epstein's island. Right. And like, that's actually super powerful to have like joy and like new joy happen and not be thinking about politics all the time. So like there's a way to take that that's not necessarily like, oh, distracting so that evil people can keep doing their evil things, but more like creating a world that we can dive into.
Yeah. I think there's like so much I could say about that.
Say it.
And the first thing is that gives a different, not even a different, but like a more all-encompassing meaning to Opalite. Like not only is she creating happiness for herself, but she's creating happiness and like a safe space for all of her fans. And like 2 days ago, they announced that there's going to be an Opalite music video. And I was like, oh my God, life is worth living. Like,
for real. This
is maybe me being a Gemini moon, but I think that one of the things that we need to do in order for society to heal is to have more parties.
Yes.
And I think this is sort of like the same vein as that. Like we really just need to get people happy and get them together. And like right now it's very difficult because a thing of cheese is $6. And if you're trying to entertain, that's going to cost way more money than I have. Please invite me to any and all cool parties that you're hosting.
I'll let you know, dude.
I'm an amazing
and
guest.
Vice versa. If it's not too late, buy a ticket to the Heated Rivalry event. We can go together. I'm actually serious.
I'm stoned, so I can't.
No, I think it's such a good point. It seems so basic and like non-intellectual, but like it really is true that like we just need to have fun. And I honestly was like losing my mind with like only consuming and talking about the horrible things that are happening. And like I think there's obviously a duty that we all have to like be informed to a certain level and spread the good word. And then there is also a huge need for us to take care of our minds so we can like keep up humanity. It's actually super important right now to have worlds that people can live in. Like it's like an I Hate It Here music video that she gave us.
Right. And I think it's so great to not see things as black and white, like to have the flexibility to be like, today I think escapism is bad and tomorrow I'll think it's good. You know, right. I think it's great to be able to navigate both of those and like have curiosity about like what's best for me today.
I think that we need to have a in-person podcast session or just hang out. Yeah. And then, because this was just a warm-up, you guys. This was just the trailer. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. This was a delight. And I'm really glad we got to specifically talk about the Opalite music video, because I can't imagine we could have had better timing. I cannot believe it came out today.
I know.
I'm so proud of us.
She's so in sync.
We're so timely. For everyone that's watching or listening, please subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. Rate me 5 stars if you want bonus episodes. Please go to Patreon or Spotify And also, if you could plug yourself, Jesse, and like all of your accounts and your podcast, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot more YouTube stuff now that I've left TikTok. So you'll find me on YouTube at the Astro Diva, and you can also find my podcast Popstrology on there. You can also find Popstrology on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. I have an Instagram. It's at AstroJessie _. I post a lot of like Gaylor New Romantics things there, and I post, I would say, mostly on Blue Sky, and I'm Mutable Soul, mutable like mutable signs,
Love.
.bsky.social.
Yay, great. Okay, bye guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.